The chapel froze when my mother's voice cut through the air. You changed your name. Not shock, judgment. Every head turned. My father's hand tightened around the program. My brother stopped laughing in the doorway. I slid into the second-row seat, the page still warm in my palm, my new name printed in a deliberate, steady black. The chair beside me, the one marked family, sat empty, just like every milestone they'd missed. But as I looked at that empty chair, something inside me shifted. They thought today's silence exposed me. They had no idea it was exposing them. Growing up unseen, I grew up learning how to shrink myself between louder lives. In our Austin house, noise meant importance, and importance never belonged to me. Brendan was the urgent one, always needing something. Vivian was the adored one, always receiving something. And me, I was the quiet one, the one who learned to carry my own world gently so theirs didn't spill. The first time I understood the pattern, I was 12. Vivian had an art show, canvas rose in the school gym. My mother hovered over her, brushing imaginary lint from her dress, greeting neighbors like she was hosting a gala. I stood in a corner holding a science award I'd won earlier that morning. No one had shown up. No one even remembered the time. Mom walked past me without noticing the certificate in my hand. "Hold your sister's jacket," she said. That crinkled certificate in my pocket became the first sound I learned to silence. Years blurred with the same rhythm. They arrived late to my high school graduation. They forgot my award ceremony at Rice. They skipped my early research presentation entirely. My name was always called to an empty row. Their absence became a familiar ache, something I learned to swallow quietly. The moment everything shifted. The turning point didn't feel dramatic. It was small, ordinary. 8 months before my dissertation defense, I sent my family the official university notice. April 22nd, 3 p.m. Mailed it, texted it, added it to the family group chat. Reminded them every Sunday. They nodded, half listening. Then in February, my brother posted a barbecue invitation. April 22nd, 1 to 6 p.m. When I called him, he acted genuinely puzzled. "What time is your thing again?" He'd heard it 20 times. Mom wasn't any different. "Don't be dramatic," she said. "We'll work something out." But I already knew they weren't confused. They simply chose something else, someone else. The final confirmation came the day before my defense. Mom answered her phone over loud music. "Chaos here," she shouted. "We're at Brendan's. And tomorrow?" "Yes. 3 o'clock. "We'll be there," she said, distracted. They weren't. The next day, minutes before my dissertation, my phone lit up. "Where are you?" "We're all at Brendan's." I let the silence stretch between us, heavy and final. Then I walked into the auditorium and defended 8 years of work alone. When the room erupted with, "Congratulations, Dr. Evelyn Brennan," I felt only a familiar ache. That night I didn't argue, explain, or beg. I opened my laptop and created a folder named Transition. Not revenge, clarity. The quiet work of leaving. I downloaded the name change forms. Dated accounts. Printed documents. Organized everything with methodical steadiness. The next morning I walked into the courthouse. Line by line, signature by signature. My new name, Evelyn Morrison, filled the blanks. The clerk stamped the page. Small crisp sound. Final. Over the next weeks, I dismantled my digital life and rebuilt it under a name that didn't ache. I boxed my apartment. Moved to Portland. Started a new job where no one asked who I was in relation to someone else. For the first time, silence felt peaceful. I wasn't running from them. I was walking toward myself. The name they couldn't reach. HR emails began arriving. Your emergency contact attempted access. Unverified relationship. Access denied. My old apartment manager left a voicemail. Your family wants your forwarding address. We cannot disclose. Then I powered on my old phone. 83 missed calls. You're being childish. Call us back. You owe us an explanation. But I owed them nothing. I turned the phone off. The funeral and the final boundary. When Great Aunt Ruth passed, the one person who had ever truly seen me, I returned to Austin. I arrived early at the chapel and sat quietly with my program, my new name printed clearly. Evelyn Morrison. My family entered in a wave. Mom stopped short. You changed your name. A statement. A verdict. A wound she didn't expect to bleed. You should have told us, she hissed. I looked at her calmly. You should have shown up. She started to argue, but the service began. Throughout the ceremony, she watched me more than the podium. Fear flickered in her eyes. The fear people feel when a map they controlled has been redrawn without their permission. Afterwards, she followed me outside. This isn't fair, she whispered. Families move past things. You chose a barbecue over my doctorate, I said softly. Families don't move past patterns, they continue. She opened her mouth, then closed it. There was nothing left to defend. Vivian approached next. You didn't have to go this far. I didn't go far, I said. I went where I was seen. Brendan didn't speak at all. I got in my car and watched their faces blur behind the windshield, the visual symbol of a door closing forever. A life that finally belonged to me. Back in Portland, the days were gentle. Gray skies. Coffee in a quiet kitchen. A desk where my name, rested on project briefs. Colleagues listened when I spoke. Alex asked thoughtful questions about my research. No one compared me to a sibling or treated me like background noise. The ache of those empty chairs at every ceremony softened. Not gone, just harmless. I didn't hate my family. Hatred is heavy, and I no longer carried them. What I carried now was mine. Boundary. Name. A life built on presence instead of permission. And whenever I signed it, Evelyn Morrison, the silence that followed didn't hurt. Felt like arrival,